Which news story bores you the most? Is it the impeachment of the President of the United States of America, the UK leaving the European Union, or the climate crisis? I'd say right now, climate crisis is still winning it as the most tedious news feed. I mean, it's constant, isn't it? It's constant. Bearing in mind, the views on climate change or global warming. It's nice how they just keep changing. It went from global warming, it's getting warmer, to climate change, we don't like change, to crisis. In 5 years, it'll just be fireball apocalypse, I suppose. But this has been something that's going on for a very long time. I don't know if you've missed out on it. I can remember the good old days when we were told that the United Kingdom would be underwater by the year 2000. Well, London be underwater by the year 2000. And there was a hole in the ozone layer. And I seriously asked someone, a few months ago, I was like, what happened to the hole in the ozone layer? Because they don't talk about that anymore. Is it still there? Is it sealed up? Has it got bigger? Is there no ozone? Is the ozone layer even a real thing? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But out of the doom and gloom that you get from Brexit, climate change is just the climate crisis. It's just enough already. All right, we've had enough of it. Okay, I would advise anyone just to deeply look into what's actually happening. And it's not as crazy and insane as they're making it out to be. I've never seen such fear mongering on this level before since the golden age of ISIS. There's wonderful parallels between climate change activism and Islamic fundamentalism, or ISIS, being one of the pinnacles of Islamic fear mongering. I mean, it is a doomsday cult. It's like submit or die is kind of the rhetoric, isn't it? It's like join the caliphate or die, or meet our demise, or you will perish. But obviously, ISIS will bring it, and climate change activists will tell you, well, it's going, the planet's going to bring it. An external existential force is going to destroy you. So I mean, it's like it's not much different to who's that cult? Cults that think the meteorite's coming, and they all drink poison and die. I'd be surprised if you're going to get Greta Thunberg in 2 years barricaded into an eco mansion, because it would be an eco mansion, wouldn't it? With fair trade, biofuel powered weaponry, or probably bows and arrows, because they don't like guns. I expect modern technology, they're terrified of it. And shooting their bows and arrows at riot squads and SWAT teams and the SAS trying to get in there, because they've got thousands of our naive little children there about to kill themselves as the ultimate protest to climate change. I mean, in a couple of years, that could be a possibility, couldn't it? That they all barricade themselves into a mansion and commit suicide to make a point, to make us all surrender more tax, so us agree to higher tax rates in order to save planet Earth. I mean, it's the biggest shakedown of all time, isn't it? When you look at it like that, it's like, oh wow, what you want? You want shitloads of our money, otherwise we're all going to perish in a ball of fire. I mean, if there's an incentive to give up your fucking money, there's one right there. I'm done with Extinction Rebellion and a lot of them. I just think, well, what a bunch. I mean, come on. They're plop jockeys, aren't they? They're fucking goat suckers. Look at them. Extinction Rebellion, not sorry. That's the sort of thing you think, we're not sorry. What we're doing is far more important. No, it's not. I hate to break it to you. It's not. How about you go graffiti the Chinese embassy if you've got actual balls? You're not going to do that. And the white horse as well. Now, I'm just going to tell you. All right, okay. When my great grandmother was alive, I didn't have actual grandparents. Well, my grandmother was alive until I was like 2 or 3 or something. I don't remember her. And my dad's mother. But all the rest of them, my mum's parents died in a car crash. My dad's father died of cancer. And the only grandparent really I had in my life was my great-grandmother, my mother's grandmother. She used to live in Wiltshire. And when we travelled down from London, we'd drive past Stonehenge and past the White Horse. And I'd always be excited to see the White Horse on the way to Grandma's. And look what they fucking done to it. These turd wranglers. I mean, what even is that? Is that their logo? I don't even know what that means. Half the people that won't even know what that means. It's like, well, it's an egg timer, is it? Or is it, you know? Well, people probably think it's a crop circle. What was it? Aliens? Yeah. Here's our statement. What's that going to do? Do you think Xiao Ping is going to see that? With his telescope and his fucking satellite and go, oh, shit. Oh, oh. They're coming with the heavy stuff. Really? Okay. The Extinction Rebellion logo was spotted on the Wiltshire landmark. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic. You know, at least you're going to do it. At least do it for, like, your album or something. You know, something worthwhile. Environmental protesters, or as we like to call them, obnoxious, self-righteous doommongers, say they're not sorry for creating an Extinction Rebellion logo on a chalk horse. I mean, when you just read that and you don't really know the context of it all, you're just like, this is news now, isn't it? The logo made of cloves. Were they organic? No, I'm serious, were they organic? Because you need to invest in organic clothing. No, I'm being actually serious. Was laid on the Alton Barnes horse in Wiltshire, which had been recently rechalked by school children. See, there you go. There's school children doing a noble thing. Doing something that people would usually do when they're doing community service. But it was done by school children, okay? And you've ruined it for them. Alright? You bastards. Rob Sutherland, who led July's rechalking, said the community has been absolutely devastated. Right. To be fair, he's making a bit of a big deal over it, isn't he? Just a little bit, you know. Right. Yeah. Devastated? I don't know if you're devastated there, Rob. You could say pissed off at these shitty, squitty-nosed wankers. Well, I'd be fine with that. But devastated? Have you been devastated in your life? I don't know. He said children were disappointed and upset. All right, just disappointed, and couldn't understand how adults could have done this. Well, you need to tell the children that they are actually the adults now, apparently, because they're the ones, well, governments are supposed to listen to is children. Apparently, all the adults are gone. They fled the coop. There's no more adults anymore. They're all gone. They've left, which has meant I've had to become an adult now because there's none left. Someone's got to step up and do it. And I'm the guy for it. Well, I'm not the guy for it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to become an adult now because there's none left. We need to fill the void of all the adults. They've all fucked off. I'm being serious. Become an adult yourself. Give it a try. James Noble. God, is that your real name? Mr. Noble. From Extinction Rebellion, Vale of Pewsey. Oh God, they got regional offices. So the logo, which was added on Sunday morning, had been done to highlight that we are destroying the planet we live on. How? And in what ways are we destroying the planet? Aren't we just making it better by filling it with cool shit? You know? You are the fucking idiot. You know? Are you a moron? Have you ever been on a plane to somewhere better? It's fucking great. Anyway, he said the work local people and children had done rechalking it was a fantastic job. Oh, well, thanks for acknowledging it. The last thing we wanted to do was to damage it. We were very careful of how we walked on it. Were you? I mean, were you? You know, I'm not saying you weren't. I'm not saying you were, but you know, well, we were very careful when we walked on it. Like, right? You know, were you? I'm not outraged. I just think, you know, I just wanted to shit on you. I'm sorry that it's upset people, but I make no apologies about upsetting people. See, this is typical of people like this. It's like you just contradict yourself in without drawing breath in the same sentence. the same sentence. That's amazing. How did you manage to do that? I'd really hope you don't have children, because they need to be taken off you, because you're crazy. Really, I'm sorry that has upset people, but I make no apologies about upsetting people. Sorry. Saying sorry and making an apology is the same thing. I don't know if you're aware of how it works, and that, there's different words that mean the same thing, because we have a very rich language. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're, I don't know if you understand that by saying, I'm sorry I upset you, but I'm also not sorry I upset you. It's like, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? That's not like, that's what an abusive husband says after he punched his wife in the face, isn't it? It's kind of similar. You out of your fucking mind. What's wrong with you? Good God. We did our utmost not to damage the horse. Now you keep going on about it saying, we walk carefully. We did our utmost not to damage the horse. But you said you don't care, because the message is what's all important. Jesus Christ. You'd blowtorch your logo onto the back of Boris Johnson's children, if you could. You'd do that. What we're doing for the planet. You would. You're crazy. You're crazy. I'm telling you, in 4 years' time, there's going to be a mass suicide in Sweden with all these loon jobs as like the final, and there'll be one guy left behind to manage the website and organise the funerals. The logo was removed by the owner of the land on Monday morning, and you're on private property as well, but you got no respect for private property as well, have you? You globalist. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Mr. Sutherland added, I've had lots of people contact me in the past 24 hours. I've had to explain to children this morning. They can't understand how adults have done this. They've defaced something they'd spent their time and effort doing, and they're absolutely disgusted. They're disappointed. They're upset. All of the anger's there. All of the angers. All the angers. All angers covered. Oh, we're angry. They just displayed all the types of anger were displayed. How could they do this to children? Well, I'll let you in a little secret. People like this and vegans and so on care more about trees and fucking cows than they do children. They'd pimp their children out if it meant it'd save the lives of 50 pigs. They would. And listen to how they talk. They would rather do that. They'd rather all the children did their dirty work. They exploit children, and they don't care. They don't care. They care about fucking animals and trees more than they do about their own kind, human beings, because they're that righteous. You think I'm fucking crazy saying that? It's true. It's gotta be true. It is true. Because to force the hands of government to want them to plunge themselves into a new dark age through major taxation is the work of someone who doesn't care about the future of children. Really doesn't, because the planet's going to increase by 2 degrees over 100 years, which is probably what's going to happen, which is the most likely consensus. You think people care about fucking kids? Or maybe they care about fucking kids? I'm being gross. I apologise. You think they care about your children? No, of course not. They're loons. Lunatics don't care about kids. Anyway, most importantly, it's just put them off the group, Extinction Rebellion itself. I mean, people were put off them from day one, weren't they? You encourage children to do the right thing. You do positive actions, and this just hasn't happened. It's completely the opposite. The monument was restored over the summer with a RAF Chinook helicopter used to transport more than 40 tons of chalk up the hill. God, well, that's going to really piss off Extinction Rebellion. And we think how much fucking fuel was used by that Chinook to dump some stones on a fucking silly white horse. God, they're going to be pissed. They're going to go back there and fucking set it on fire. The first attempt was hampered by high winds and driving rain, but the job was eventually finished in August when Year 6 and Year 6 pupils, the best of all, and their parents completed the facelift. You know, to certain people, a silly big white horse on the side of a hill means nothing. But to some people, that silly white horse means a fucking lot. But all I know is, I don't care. I don't care if they put their logo on the side of Big Ben. I don't care. Do you know, I don't care if they desecrated a Nazi war criminal's gravestone with that stupid symbol. I'd be outraged every time because they are pissing me off. They're pissing me off. They're not making me want to do anything except just take the piss out of them. That's all they make me want to do. They don't do anything else. I don't think they've done anything to improve anything. They're just time wasters and shysters. Right, they're a fucking doomsday cult. You watch. There's going to be something way more mental than Waco coming up with them lot. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. There's going to be some lunatic shit going down with these loons. Or they'll just forget about it completely and move on to some other shitty cause. Either one. Either way. Leave the fucking white horse alone. Right? Right? What's that? There's that other one. There's like that big giant man. Is it the white man or the green man? I don't know. There's another big chalky thing of a man. He's got his dick out and shit. Don't be touching that with your silly logos neither. I like me landmarks.